So this was another game I ended up playing at that tournament today, double elimination tournament. So I ended up playing this guy twice. Really, really tough competitor. Had a lot of fun. I'll show you both games back to back here. But we played, we fought hard, played to the best of our ability, and the computer just tears us apart inside of the analyzation. However, the computer didn't have to sweat through the moves like we did. So here we go. Start off with the E-pawn. He plays back with an E-pawn. I played knight out, right? So clearly I'm trying to get developed, get ready to castle, as well as try to contest the center here. He plays knight out, and typically I play like a Rui Lopez, where I will bring that bishop all the way down, attacking that knight here. You know, that's what I'll typically do. But I decided not to play the Rui Lopez today, and I took maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds off my clock trying to figure out what to do here. I was like, you know what? Forget it. Let's just have some fun. So I played up with the Scotch here. He accepted. I pushed again. Now going into the Goring Gambit. So he took. I'm like, perfect. So I threw that bishop out, and then he didn't want to take anymore. He didn't want to take my pieces anymore. Made me sad. I don't even know what this is called. Let's see. It's called the Scotch Gambit, London Defense. Yeah, who could remember all that? So here we are. He comes down hard and fast with that bishop, and truthfully, it scares me a little bit seeing this bishop staring at my king through his pawn. That means if that pawn moves anywhere, it's bad news bears for me. And immediately, let's pretend that, I'll make any move, right? Any move happens. What we're actually looking at is check, up, he gets another queen, right? This is bad. Even the computer's like, hey man, it's negative 15, the game's over. Just give it up, hang it up, try again next time. So when I see that bishop come shooting down there, immediately I have that human response, right? The limbic brain takes over, and I'm like, yep, I gotta get out of here. They say fight or flight, and I wasn't about to fight this one out. So I ran for cover. I castled, and apparently we're still in the book, right? It says you're still making book moves. I didn't know that was a book move. It's a book move naturally to run away, I guess. That's what I did. I was gone. So I jump over. He pushes the pawn. And this is the scariest move of the game for me, right? Let's look at it again. Slow motion this time, right? Boom, it comes up. And the reason being is because what I am seeing is that my opponent is already a pawn up. I gave him a pawn for development, and now he dares develop his pieces. The moment his pieces are developed, it's over for me, right? I do not like it. So I have to catch him while he's sleeping. I have to attack him now, hard and fast. So two common themes that I enjoy is one, dropping the queen up. Now we're fighting for mate here. Or two, instead of dropping the queen there, I'll bring the queen back around over here. And now we're creating that battery with the queen and bishop. Either way it goes, I'm trying to wreck shop. But now I get the opportunity to x-ray this pawn and convince him that it's a bad idea to develop his pieces. Because now if that bishop leaves home, he drops that pawn. And that's what I try to do here. So I throw that queen up, trying to convince him, hey, you don't want to develop your pawn. He brings his queen up. Instead of giving me the pawn back like the computer is saying, he brings his queen up. And I like that. I like that to a certain degree. So I capture. And the reason I capture is that I want to do other things on the other side of the board, and I don't want that looming. I no longer see a benefit of, hey, let's say I do something silly, and now he captures here, I capture here. I don't really see this as a benefit to me, because now I'm losing my bishop operating on this diagonal, which of course supports the movement of this knight, which of course supports this battery, right? So I want to keep that bishop back at home to support that knight. So instead, what I do is I play a push take pawn. And the computer's like, you're making a horrible decision. Like, it's mine to make, though. So he pulls back. I've seen it during the game that this was clearly the better square. And the reason being is because it allows the knight to jump over here and attack both my bishop and my queen. This is a problem. But he plays back there. So I play bishop down. And the reason I do is because I want to harass him, right? I want to make sure his pieces can't develop. And if this knight comes out, which the computer says, hey, this is definitely the best move. If that knight comes out there, then my thought was I need to open up this file, right? But he decides to play an odd line. He plays for the pawn up, which I thought was perfect, because now we look at it. Where does this knight go? The knight can't come here because of the queen, can't come here because of the pawn, and over here is a bad thing. And let's not forget, the queen and the bishop are building that battery to come down here. Now, I don't want to play an exchange variation here because it gives him space. So I don't want to go for a capture and then he captures and now I have to try to retreat. I don't want to do that because now he has more space, more freedom. I don't like that. I want to try to keep him bound up. So what I do is when I see that pawn come up, I'm like, the knight has to move now. I play bishop back. I did not play it to E3 like the computer's suggesting because I didn't want his bishop to come back and now I'd be looking at that trade. So I intentionally moved it back here and now he brought the knight out. It says for him to bring that back, I guess give me the knight. Don't know what's happening there, but that's what it looks like it's saying. So I hate to snatch it off the board. He gets, we look at this quickly, he gets these isolated pawns, double isolated, and this isolated pawn. And I'm like, play for the end game. Play for the end game now. So him knowing that he can't play for the end game, we talked about it afterwards, him knowing that he couldn't play for the end game, he decided to play immediately, play quickly, try to win the game decisively in the middle game. So he wants this file so that he can try to take me out. So I knew I made a bad move after I made it. I pulled bishop up and essentially I'm just helping him develop at this point. So he pulls the bishop back, blocking this pawn, and I got sad. Bishop comes back, and I'm like, I'm going to trap the bishop. I don't know how it was, but during the game I didn't realize that this bishop could very simply come up. And they would be perfectly fine. But I play there, which was another bad move in my opinion. He plays over, and now I realize, hey, I'm helping him develop. This pawn's going to come up. It's going to kick my bishop away. When it kicks the bishop away, it's going to leave this pawn hanging. The queen right now is being kicked away, so with that being the case, run that queen back to protect that pawn. He kicks the bishop, pull the bishop back. And this part where I thought was bad, right? So I'm thinking here, hey man, develop the bishop here, and then let's say afterwards you get queenside castled, and now I have to fight him over here, right? This is what I'm looking at. Okay, well, they clearly pointed that out. And I was telling him, I was like, just give up the exchange, When I look at this, I'm like, it doesn't matter. You take out that bishop, and now your light squared bishop is going to be deadly because I can't fight on the light squares. And you still have that one rook to attack. But in the game that we played, I pulled the bishop back and he helped me. He helped me develop my pieces. So he brought the bishop up. I happily exchanged. He took, and I'm pushing him around a bit. But I don't think that this does anything for me. I'm trying to entice him to trade so that I can fix my pawn structure and play this for the end game, right? If we look at it, this becomes one big, massive pawn island. And that's what I want. So he takes, I take, and now my pawns are looking pretty. Time for an endgame. He pulls rook over, looking for that file, and he said he was just deadlocked on fighting for there. I played knight up, and the reason being is because I see he's playing for checkmate. I don't know if anybody else sees this, but this was scary to me. Like, let's say I play something, a bad move. This does not look good to me, because what I am seeing is, I don't know if it works, right? But I see this. Now let's say I take, he plays check, right? I play back, he plays check. I play over. Now we look at it, and what happens after this castle? I guess it's saying I can escape the checkmate. I ain't see this during the game, I tell you that. I was terrified, because I was thinking, nothing can save me now. If I play up, I just simply get mated. If I play knight up, trying to kick him away, I simply get mated. I didn't see any other way to get out of there. I thought I was just, hey, it's done for. I didn't realize that I could simply move that rook over and get out of that. Now when he plays it, I can escape. But even then, I really don't like this. I really don't. So when I seen that rook come over, alarm bells start flashing. And I was like, it's not good. So I dropped the knight out. And the reason I dropped the knight out is for a multitude of reasons. One, of course, I want to stop the queen from coming here, because in my analyzation in my head, the queen coming here is what kills me. Two, I want to take away these squares from his knight, trapping his knight on the side of the board. Notice that knight can't go anywhere. My knight is not only holding my pawn over here, so my queen can go off and do queen activities, but it's defending the pawn, stopping his queen from coming into f3, stopping his knight from redeveloping onto the board. My knight's dominant right now. He plays king up, and I'm like, oh, he's looking to get his rook back in the fight. He's trying to checkmate me again. So I push the pawn. He plays, in my opinion, a blunder. Not a mistake, but a blunder. He pushes that pawn. I bring rook over. The computer says, hey, just take the pawn. And I'm like, I don't want to. Mind you, I didn't see that the queen could take this pawn until later. I don't know when it became available, but I didn't see that. So it appears that became available a long time ago. Right there, I guess. So I pull the rook over. He brings this rook over. And I was really wondering, I was like, hey, man, use the other rook, man. Like, if you're going to do that, like, bring this rook over. Like, maybe I'm missing something here, but at least get both rooks into the fight. But whatever. So he brings the other rook in. I capture. He plays queen capture instead of the queen sack, which is what's needed at this point. I take. He comes up, and now it's all bad. My knight comes in, and he resigns. So notice that this queen stops him from moving backwards. These pawns stop him from moving forwards. The knight hits him where he's at. So that means he only has one square to go to. He has to move here, or his queen has to take my knight. In either case, he loses the queen. In either case, so let's say he plays king over, I pull back with a check. Now, oh, it says I missed something. Let's see what happened. Oh, it says simply play over, and then king over, and then mate down there. All right, I didn't see all that during the game. What I seen was we play knight over. I pull. The king comes over. I play check. King goes back, and now I simply take the queen, right? That's what I seen during the game. But whatever. In any case, this is where he resigned at. So we get into it, and we see what happened in the game. So, computer, the analyst was ruthless to us. It said I played with a embarrassing 79%. And this is the part that gets me, right? It said, hey, you only made one mistake, but you had 4 misses. There were 4 better moves on the board. Looking at these numbers together, to me, it completely washes this out. Like, oh yeah, you played at a 2000 level. No, I didn't. No, I did not. That's the game. So here comes the next one.